Yes, back again. Flock is back. Is he a
What's up?
regular? Is he popping in?
Who knows?
We don't know. We don't know. But how was the weekend, fellas?
It was good. You know, the wife had to do the Easter photos for the kids. That's a fun ordeal always.
Yeah. Shout out to Easter.
Shout
Is
out to
Easter
Easter.
overrated?
What is it?
Is Easter an overrated holiday?
Emily cooks some good food on Easter, so I'm always happy about it for that.
Okay. I'm going on the overrated side. Other than religious aspect of it, I'm not really understanding what the bunny has to do with that, but shout out to Easter, man. What you getting into, bro?
Blessings to the Most High, man. I like Easter. I've always liked Easter. A lot of kids in my family, so they do the Easter egg hunt, and then my aunt does adult Easter egg hunts, and everybody won a bottle, so that was dope. Friday, I won some money from Lama. That was good. Good times. Always win 2K. So that was fun. I'm trying to think. Why I played some golf Friday too, so that was nice. Saturday, I went out a little bit, had a good time. Good times all around in the city of Philly.
Big smile.
Big smile.
Have a good year, man.
What's her name?
Good. Yeah, Jake, you gotta relax. Gotta relax, man. No, good times all around. Yeah, Saturday was a solid night. And it rolled into Sunday, and I just woke up and just started getting after it again. It's good times. And then now it's Tuesday, so can't complain. I like Easter. I'm not a big fan of Easter food, honestly, because like I don't eat ham, and I'm not huge on turkey either. You know, that's motherfucker Richie. My brother Richie funny as shit. And my cousin Coley funny too. One of my aunts made you know, some people don't make like macaroni and cheese for Easter because I guess it's not like an Easter food. Right. So like my cousin went to go get some and it wasn't right. It was like pineapple in the macaroni and cheese. And my cousin Richie started flaming him like, yo, what the fuck is this nasty shit? Yo, what the fuck is this nasty shit? And it was like, no, it's called like pineapple stuffing or some shit. And it was like, yo, why couldn't you just make the regular joint? You know, they just started going crazy.
So like, what else is yellow?
Like, dog, she hosted this whole fucking joint, bought everybody bottles, did all this. Yo, cut her some slack, dog. But no, I didn't eat none of that shit. I really don't be eating that much food in my family gatherings unless my mom cooks the type of shit I like. But yeah, like holiday food in general, I don't really eat too much of because I don't like none of that shit.
Deviled eggs?
Nah, I never had one.
That's insane.
Yeah, never had one in my life. Actually.
That's Easter food to me.
Yeah, I never had one of them things before in my life. My brother Big Dog, he'd have like 15 of them things, like one sitting. But that shit smells fucking gross to me.
Why?
I don't know, bro. How am I supposed to tell you? How am I supposed to describe my senses to you, dog? Like, I don't know.
You might have a vocabulary for it.
Deviled eggs? What's the vocabulary?
I mean, it's like sulfur, right? I feel like that's the nasty part. It smells like
sulfur. They smell like gas. We could just say it. They smell like gas.
They smell fucking gross. That's what they smell like. They're nasty. They don't look appealing. And I don't like eggs unless they look like cooked. I really didn't start eating eggs like that until like a couple years ago in general. So yeah, that's not my shit.
You don't like the unborn fetus?
You keep going with this shit, bro. That's why I started geeking when you said chef some shit up, because I was like, what can you really cook? Like, what can you really chef up if it's vegan shit, right? Like, what did she really chef up? Like, she threw some pepper on a sponge, like went nuts. I
feel bad for you, bro. I feel bad for you. That sucks.
Because I never had deviled eggs.
Well, that and just that. You haven't had that much food, apparently, that it feels like all you can have is stuff that's not vegan.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I feel like I haven't had that much vegan stuff, probably. You know what? I do a lot of now? Smoothies. I be having a lot of smoothies now, dog. Just put myself on the smoothies, and it's a real time, you know?
I like to eat smoothies, Flock. It's about...
What'd you say?
How late is he to smoothies? About a good 5 to 10 years late on smoothies.
Fucking smoothie police over here. Dog.
Like,
Still just getting into the smoothie game in 2020.
a little late for that.
The fucking smoothie police. Now,
Hey,
guys,
have you guys had a milkshake before?
Right. Right.
Today I found out I was a Gemini moon and a Scorpio rising, boys. So watch out.
Spicy season.
Watch out. Watch out, boys.
Goodness gracious. Oh man, I did the same shit though. Easter. Ain't getting into nothing Saturday. I chilled. What I do? No, I chilled. But yeah, Sunday, Easter. Definitely had deviled eggs. We had real macaroni and cheese. Had chicken, stuffed shells. We had a great meal. I ain't gonna lie. Our shit was kind of jumping. And ironically, the meal that me and my lady made to take to Easter was deviled eggs. And our shit turned out fire. And that was the first time I ever made deviled eggs. And you don't want to fuck up the deviled eggs. You don't want to fuck up no meal when you bring in a meal to a family event or a holiday. And we did not disappoint, in my opinion.
From my understanding, so deviled eggs is like you hard boil a certain part, right? And then you scoop out the yolk and you mix it.
You hard boil a certain point of the egg.
Right? You scoop out the yolk.
You hard boil the egg. You hard boil the whole egg.
All right, egg boy, like fuck. You scoop out the yolk and then you mix it with mayonnaise.
You mix
paprika.
You mix it whatever you want.
That's
But
disgusting.
the mayonnaise makes it, I guess, creamy. So you mix mayonnaise.
You wouldn't hard boil egg and like throw some mayonnaise on it, though, would you?
No, but if you have that much, I guess it's yolk. If you have that much yolk, you're not about to just.
So how do they make it fluffy? They put like whipping cream in there.
That's mayonnaise.
That's the fluffy part. Okay.
Yeah, didn't know that until I made it. I always wondered, like, how do they make this shit soft? YouTube University. YouTube University. Shout out to the mayo. Oh man, we gotta love it.
Tough.
But yeah, man. Shout out to Easter. It was good. All the kids had fun. The food was good. Overrated to me, but it's always good seeing the fam. And Kyle's back, so we got to see Kyle in person for the first time in however long.
No, he was at your birthday party.
Yeah, but I'm saying the whole family was at that joint too. I was at the B-Day party too.
Am I getting old, or is like, do you guys hate loud restaurants now?
Too many hibachis for you?
Like, no, like when you go in there, like, and I used to like this when you go in, there's like music playing, everybody's chatting and shit. But now, like, it's so hard to talk in them joints, right?
Sound like somebody in a date in there and they trying to get to know people, but continue.
It's like they want you to be close to the person you're talking to, so you like almost start at physical contact,
right,
but then
you
don't.
Right.
Especially if they like want you to pursue or something.
I'm sorry, buddy. You guys not doing it.
Nah, but I don't mind either. I honestly get a little freaked out when it's too quiet because then I feel like I can't talk. Because then I feel like everybody that's not talking is listening to what the fuck I'm saying. And if you know me, I don't want people just, I'm trying to talk, you listening to what I'm saying. That's a little awkward for me, especially in those restaurants where it's like a table less than 2 feet away. It's like, all right, can we get some volume in this gym? So I don't mind a lot of restaurants, especially when I'm trying to talk.
Okay, I'm following you now because at first I thought you were saying you don't like people listening to you when you talk, but you were saying a different table, somebody that you don't know.
Yeah, they can hear everything you're saying, and vice versa. You eating, you got somebody's whole life story. You just like, well, damn. All right,
fair enough. But like, if I have to yell to talk to you, especially if it's the first time I met you, and I'm like yelling, it's mad uncomfortable.
You know where it's
I gotta really listen while you're talking to, like, yo, like, and like, you know how old I feel if I'm leaning in with my ear, like, yo, like, what you say, like, that's crazy. I look like Hulk Hogan when you're in the middle of a convo, dog. Like, what the fuck?
That sounds like a let's go back to the crib line to me. What do you think, Flock?
I can't hear you. Let's take it back to the room.
Let's go to where it's a little quiet at.
If they fall for it. I don't like live music at bars, especially when it's like a small bar and the live music is in the bar.
I like when it's live music outside.
It's just when you got to yell to talk the whole time.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. This whole time, he's yelling and talking. You guys are acting like I'm weird about it. Fucking
I'm opposed. I like it. I don't mind the yelling, but
dating police over here, dog.
no, I don't mind the yelling. If that's the look we're going for, but even in a regular restaurant, if there's no music playing and it's just people and it's still silent, I get a little like, ugh. Somebody in this motherfucker got to talk, man.
What's your first date move after the first date? Are you going to try to hit another place, or are you just like sending on the way and being like, all right, we'll link next time?
I feel like if you enjoyed it, you got to go at least one more spot.
Yeah.
If you just going home and y'all didn't have that good of a time.
I agree. If
y'all go separate ways, I should say that's not that good of a time.
I agree for the most part. Like if I leave after like the first date, like it maybe if it runs like late, like if it's like a 3-hour jaunt, I'm like, all right, like catch you next time, then maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we don't go to like a bar after the date, then I'm probably like, nah, I didn't have that much fun.
Right. I agree.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could try to be respectful and be like, all right, see you whenever. But I feel like if it was crazy, then should probably be a follow-up spot unless they got something to do, I guess. I'm not sure.
Fair enough, because you could put like a hard stop on it. Like, I got somewhere to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we might even overcompensate at times and try to look out too much for the woman and be like, even if we are enjoying ourselves, like, I don't want her to think I'm X, Y, and Z, so let me make sure she get home.
Well, you want to make sure like they know you're courteous as well.
Yeah, so I guess we put it like, I mean, if you got to get home, we could go home, or I know this other spot, blah blah, and I guess you take it from there.
Yeah. Like if you're not on a rush on time, like there's another spot around here we could hit.
Yeah, sure. Look at us giving game to the people.
Just being gentlemen. Anyway, what do you boys want to talk about?
I mean, do we want to talk about all the shootings that's been going on? This is skip it. I know the whole world has seen it. We could get into fun stuff, I guess.
I don't believe in guns, so.
You
know what's funny though? I don't not believe in guns because I don't be giving a fuck. But a bunch of my coworkers are big like gun guys and shit, and I guess like I give off I'm a gun guy. But
no way.
Do you think so, Jake?
Only your couple of mixtape covers would say.
Yeah, but that was different. I wasn't like that. See, it's a difference between like.
No, there is. There's assault rifle gun guy and like.
It's a difference between a motherfucker carrying a pistol because he might get into some shit and a motherfucker that has 7 guns because they go to the range on a weekend because that's their hobby and shit. I never was into hobby shooting and I wasn't into like street shooting either. Don't get fucked up. But all my like coworkers are big like gun guys, so they're like blah blah blah, and we're like I just bought, and I didn't realize in Pennsylvania they put me onto this as. Like, dude was telling me, it's like, yo, the banks are fucked up right now. I had to go to like 4 different banks to get $3,000 out. Like, none of the banks had that much cash on them. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy, bro. Like, I didn't realize that. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm like, what you needed the cash for? You couldn't just use your card? He was like, nah, I was going to a gun show. I'm like, you can't use your card, that shit? And he said, nah, in PA, if you bring it in cash, they can just sign it over to you. No background check, no nothing. As long as it's not pistols.
Nice.
Yeah.
Long rifle. They can just sign it off. They don't do any background check, anything. Cash in hand, boom.
That's good.
Dog, they told me that shit. And me and my boss is probably more liberal than me, but he's like not like super, super liberal. Also, like motherfuckers be thinking I'm liberal and shit. But like when you meet somebody like super liberal, I'll be like, I'm not really that liberal. Like I'm pretty centered. But my boss was like, oh, fucking cry me a river. You couldn't get the cash to fucking just buy a bunch of guns, dog, signed over to you with no background check, you fucking nerd. Like, that's fucking wild. But we're going through that shit, and all the guys are like, yeah, like, tell bro stop being a pussy. And I'm like, guys, I've never owned a gun in my life. Never owned a gun.
And they look at you crazy?
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck? You like, nothing? Have you ever shot one? I'm like, yeah, but I don't like I don't have a gun. I probably won't. I'm like, maybe I might down the line, but like, I'll never be a range shooter or anything like that. Like, if I have one, it'll be in the crib just in case somebody kicks my door down or carjacks me. Like, it's like, but like, that's it. But yeah, John, you can go into your shooting stories now.
My shooting stories?
Yeah.
I don't have any shooting stories. He's trying to implicate me in crime.
No, I'm saying over the weekend, somebody had texted me. I was out
Pop
with a new
smoke.
friend, and somebody texted me. Was like, "Yeah, you good?" Blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight." Why? And it was like, "Yeah, 3 people got shot at the mall in Delaware."
Yeah.
I was wondering if that's the mall we went to.
It was the mall we went to, Jake. Yep, exactly. I forgot you went with me. Yep.
Yeah.
So 3 people I got
That's a
shot
funny
at the
story.
John. So I was just waiting to see what the ages were. I didn't know them.
Mhm.
So anyway, so I looked at that, checked that shit out, and so and so. I mean, that is crazy, but like from the story I was reading, it sounded like one person got in a fight with somebody, the person he got in a fight with got shot, and then 2 people got hit with strays. That's salty.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's kind of whack.
Just shopping, you get hit with a stray. Bad John.
I was looking at it from the business perspective, like everybody. I mean, it seemed like it was towards the end of the day, but nah, that shit happened at like 3 actually, huh?
I have no. I got the news at like 9, bro. So I have no idea.
Oh yeah, I want to say it was kind of in the middle of the day, and it's like, damn, y'all fucking our shit up. Like, we're not even gonna make our sales today because y'all want to shoot people in the fucking mall, which is crazy. I don't know why we shooting in the mall, but it also is like, if you think about it, you could literally take a gun damn near anywhere. I was walking around the hospital probably like 2 weeks ago, just walking around and shit, and about to walk into the cafeteria, and I'm just like, yo, you can just bring a gun in this shit. Like this shit isn't safe at all. Like
In the
it's
hospital?
nobody in. Yeah, it's nobody in there stopping you on the way in. You can literally free roam that shit. I don't really feel that honestly. It's a little too open for me. I was like, this is the fucking hospital. Can we get a little security in this joint?
I'm trying to think of what venue I was at like a week or 2 ago, and I had the same exact thought. Like, yeah, you could bring a pistol in here, mad easy. I didn't get patted down or nothing. Damn, where the fuck was I at? Because it was a vivid thought in my mind. Like, yeah, anybody could start shooting at. I was at like a UFC fight, John. It's fucking like 300 people in there. Motherfuckers just chirping the whole time. Everybody's arguing. I'm like, I didn't get wanded, patted down, nothing. I just walked in this bitch, and these motherfuckers is fighting each other with crews and crews.
Everybody's already aggressive. Did you see Florida loosening their gun laws to you don't even have to have a permit to carry a concealed weapon?
Seen that.
Not to carry conceal?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Wow.
You can just have it on you, just whatever.
Have it on you tuck.
And I remember at a lot of the churches that I went to in Florida, they would have people that would stand in the back, like outside the church, to not let people in because they're always afraid somebody was going to come in and shoot the church up. And this is probably like 10 years ago. And it's going to say something, right? If you're that worried about your church getting shot up.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's kind of the same people that are like, oh, we should have guns, but
do you feel like a law like that would have less shootings or more? Because now you have it in the back of your mind, like, oh, somebody might have a gun, and if I'm acting crazy, I might get popped in this shit. Or is it the opposite of like,
yeah.
oh, we all got guns, so we can shoot it the fuck out?
Yeah, I think that's the logic for most people that argue for more like or less gun restrictions is if everybody thinks it's a threat to get shot.
I don't think any of the people that are going out shooting are really thinking super logically. Like, oh, I better be careful.
I was gonna say, like the mass shootings are like even a motherfucker that gets in a fight at the mall and just starts busting. Like, I'm sure his first thought is, oh, what if they shoot back? It's not like he's really considering like, oh, what if I die? Or a motherfucker that shot up Kentucky, what he shot up the bank he worked at. I'm sure he wasn't like, well, they might have a pistol. Or if he was thinking like, oh, well, if I know they have 2 pistols here, he's still thinking like, I'm going to catch them off guard. Because really, it's more of like a surprise joint anyway. Like if I have a big gun on me, nobody's expecting me to start shooting. I can kill 4 people before somebody reacts. It doesn't take a while to shoot a gun. Boom, 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 boom. 4 motherfuckers is dead. Now somebody shoots me. All right, I died, but 4 people still died. But like, I don't like. I mean, we had this fucking conversation like first couple weeks in the pod. I have no idea what the answer is on the gun shit.
I don't think anybody does, and I think that's the problem that everybody thinks they do have the answer, and there's really no answer. I feel like it's too many guns out already. So good luck trying to get them back.
To me, it's like saying, all right, you don't have to wear a seatbelt, so everybody drives super careful. Seatbelts don't matter. You don't need a seatbelt. So just everybody be really careful because remember, you could really hurt somebody if you get in a car accident.
I wear a seatbelt and I drive careful.
Definitely drive like a pop-up, but shout out to you.
Yeah, my driving record is pretty much impeccable in the last 12 years. So,
Mm.
why don't you relax, Jake? Jesus,
I didn't say anything.
Gang up on Dill Day. No, I was talking to my buddies at work, and they're talking about that. Like, well, when you really need one, you need one. And I'm like, boys, I don't know. Like, it's one thing to shoot at a range, but I don't know which one of you guys has the heart to shoot somebody if you have to anyway.
Right.
So like it's
Or how
a,
mad you have to make the average person for them to pull out a gun, one, and like you said, to actually pull the trigger.
I think these motherfuckers are scared to like hit a clutch shot in rec league.
Mm-hmm.
You think if somebody's shooting in a crowd, they're gonna like natural instinct is like, oh, let me laser focus in and take him down,
Right.
or like let me look at this motherfucker and kill him. Like let me take this person's life away. I think that's just more like a whole different ball game. Like you gotta be kind of sick in the head to kill somebody.
And what are the odds of you actually thinking, I'm gonna save the day, even if you do have a gun on you? Like, okay, somebody's shooting in a crowd. I'm gonna be the hero right now.
Yeah, I mean that's a different that's a different mindset in itself too. Because like it's one thing to act out as like complete self-defense of like, yo, I'm gonna die, or they're gonna die, but you got to be built a different breed to be like, all right, I'm not like in super real danger, but I'm gonna go put myself into danger to save a bunch of people I don't know. Like if you're built like that, go join the Navy SEALs or some shit, dog. Like,
right, right.
Yeah. If I'm with Layla and Rory and Emily, and somebody pulls out a gun or is about to, I'm leaving, not standing my ground and not protecting my kids. And
no flight.
And I definitely feel like what Jake said is more of a protecting thing than to pull out a gun and try to shoot when you're not even getting shot at.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna make sure that my family is good. And I feel like that's more protective than you on the sidelines just shooting and hoping that you even got the aim to be able to hit the person that's doing the shooting.
Yeah, because if I got to pick one of them up and put them on my chest and my back to the person, even I might not stop the gun or the bullet, but I'm going to do that, rather take it than turn around and try to shoot and take the chance of a bullet hitting one of them.
But like on the same side of that is like if you feel like you need a gun, like go get it. More power to you, bud. I don't care. Because I think we're so far and deep entrenched into violence as like a culture in the country that like even if we did super restrict guns at this point, like it would take decades to like really see the progress in that. And like that would mean our generation would take the hits from that. So like I'm not gonna be like you can't like it's hard to speak for like a fucking whole for that point of saying like, yo, like all right, we might restrict and then some bad shit could happen. So I mean I don't. If you need a gun, have at it. I feel like a lot of people don't need one. But like if you feel like you need one, it makes you sleep at night. Like motherfucker, I do shit to keep my peace. So you do what you need to do to keep your peace.
Right.
Where does the line get drawn on guns though?
As far as what?
Like what type of weapon you can have? Can it be any weapon? Like, or does it stop after assault rifles?
The best quote about guns is buy the gun, but one bullet costs $5,000. And let's see how much you really want to use this shit. If a bullet costs $5,000, nobody's gonna think twice when you shot somebody.
Yeah, and if you wanted to go to the range, you had to use rubber bullets.
Yeah, that was the best solution I've ever heard. I doubt it'll happen, but yeah, I don't see a better solution in upcharging the prices of bullets and it being, okay, you spent $20,000 on 4 bullets. Okay, more power to you. You really needed those bullets. But you alluded, Dill, to you got to be a sick person to shoot somebody and kill somebody. You had something you watched earlier, the King Von thing.
Yeah, I like the King Von doc. Damn, I had one more point to that. I completely forget. Fuck it, we're on. Traveler Russ is one of my favorite watches on YouTube. I suggest it to everybody. He breaks down all like the rap beefs and whatnot, but he does it like a little more classy than academics did the war on Chirac. Like he doesn't necessarily glorify it. Like every time somebody gets killed, he does like a nice little breakdown on them and like how kind of fucked up it is. Like, this person got shot in this gang joint, like so-and-so, this happened, blah, blah. Like, when like he kind of like emphasizes how sad it is. Like that Young and A shit. Like that's how I really found him at the Jacksonville war that they did. And he kind of broke down the whole Young and Ace thing where he was in the car for his brother's birthday and they went out one night and they all were tweeting like, yo, we never get to go out. And they just so happened to post a picture. And in the top right corner of the picture, it showed the shingles of a very distinct restaurant in Jacksonville. And then 3 out of the 4 guys in the car got killed. One of them was it's their birthday. The other kid gets killed or shot 7 times and survives. And the cops still arrest him for being around felons with guns.
Damn.
That's how I got put onto him. But he released a video over the weekend that said Rat's first serial killer, and it was all about King Von. I think he had confirmed like 11 bodies, 12 bodies that he had something to do with. And it just went into a complete deep dive of like how like before he ever got famous, he was known as like the legit shooter, legit killer. And he would just be tweeting like, yo, I want to kill somebody today. Haven't killed somebody in 4 months. Ready to kill. It's time to kill. I love this shit. I'm ready. Like, and then after he got successful and Rich would still go on it. Like, yo, what y'all want me to drop, my album or a body? And it's like, yo, at that point, if you're super like he's dating a rapper girl, his songs fucking damn near platinum, and this is all like a year out of jail, and he's getting in a shootout while he's rich. I think they killed somebody, or they think he killed somebody. He shot somebody else they were getting charged with. He couldn't stop. And by definition, I think a serial killer is more than 4 kills. Legit serial killer.
And you feel a way about mine?
I don't feel a way about it. I just think yo, you can't like, you can do the whole like, yeah, born in an environment, you're fucked up. But like, let's not like, we can't glorify people just because they have a talent. The same way like we say we wouldn't listen, or me and Flock say we wouldn't listen to R. Kelly. Or so-and-so, like just because he was nice at rapping, I'm not going to be like, oh, like even, I mean, I said this shit when he died. Like, yo, he died. Like, it wasn't necessarily wrong for the little Tim fella to shoot him. He came out of nowhere. He attacked his mans. They don't know what's going on. That's what you're supposed to do for your boy. Like, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. I see why people are sad because he's good at rapping. But if anybody that's out here killing 12 people, 13 people, get them to fucking jail, dog. Get them off the streets, dog. How about killing 13 people? There's a difference between, I always say it's a difference between like a justified killing and like my definition of justified killing is probably a little different than maybe Jake's, maybe yours, John. But like, motherfucker owe you some money or some shit, a lot of money, and you gotta kill him. Hey, it is what it is. Or like it's a scuffle, so-and-so, like you gotta kill. It is what it is. Like there's certain shit like streetwise that I respect with the killing. If you just headhunting, you're sick. You're a sick guy, bro. Like that's not what you like should have your rep on. It's just a weird thing.
I mean, okay, so you say it's a thing for you with justified killings. I would say in Von's brain, his killings, for the majority of them, to him, were justified killings.
Nah, them shits was that was that. That's what the whole video is breaking down. It's not even like he's like, yo, like they're in their mind, they're winning this war by a lot.
That's what I'm saying. They're
winning this war by a lot. Like they're winning this war a lot. This killings is hobby killings for him. This is the thrill of killing. He's getting enjoyment. This is like fucking sport hunting. It's like hunting deer for white folks in the woods. This is how he was doing it. Like it was the thrill killing for him.
Like you said, in his mind, these killings are justified.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Beefing with a rival gang. In his mind, this is not me. This is what I'm saying from his brain. In his mind, he's beefing with a rival gang. He's beefing with people he doesn't get along with. It's not like people on his side aren't dying as well. Maybe not at the rate that he's killing other people, but if people are talking about, are we looking for you as well, or we're killing your people, or we made your neighborhood's name off of killing OD,
bro.
Kind of like, all right, I'm not justifying it, but in his brain, I don't see how you could not see that. Okay, this is my opposition. We're going against them. They want to kill me. Why am I not going to kill them? Is he? Go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. The breakdown, the video is him pretty much acknowledging there's no real war. We're the only ones wrecking out here. We're the only ones wrecking out here. I'm already out of here. Our folks is already rich. Damn near the whole fucking hood is eating now. You guys are outside of Duck. You guys don't really have shit going for you. But you know what? Even though I'm going to make this $1 million in the next 3 months, here's $200,000 to throw on his head because I just want him dead for the fuck of it. Even though they're already defeated, we want them out of here.
all right, looking at it from Von's perspective, was it for the fuck of it when he just put out a song dissing all his dead homies?
That was after he put out the Chicago Legends song, dog. Put out the Chicago Legends song. Said, yo, respect to they hood. I don't fuck with them, but they got this motherfucker over here, this motherfucker over here, this motherfucker over here. Put the song out. Von and Dirk and them said, eat a dick, pussy. No squashing.
Okay.
What the fuck? Yo, like, what the fuck? You done killed 30 of these motherfuckers compared to the 5. The motherfucker, the only person that's successful over there is saying, enough people died. It's over. And these motherfuckers say, nope, we're going to keep killing. So, yeah, if motherfuckers say that shit, then yeah, I'm coming back. Eat a dick.
You think if North Korea was like, all right, let's squash the beef, the United States is going to say, oh, yeah, we good. You think if
North Korea comes out and says, we're done with the fuck shit. It's over. Damage is done on both sides. We're done. We're not moving like that. United States 100% would be like, all right, if you play it cool, we'll play it cool. 100%.
I don't believe that.
Exactly how it would work.
I don't believe that.
That's how it works.
How do you feel about the political aspect of it? Because that's what it is a lot of politics, street politics, and then in terms of U.S. Russia, U.S. North Korea, world politics.
Fucking speak to the rap shit too, dog. Like you.
No, I'm saying but I want to hear what he was think. I don't think the U.S. government is gonna just be like, oh yeah, we believe y'all. All right, bet.
That's what we do all the time, bro. We say, yo, like we're winning this war, we're fucking you guys up. They come back and say, concession, you guys beat us. Yeah, we killed some of you. You guys beat us. We're going to stop testing nukes. Leave us alone. And we go, all right, cool. Don't do it. And if you do, we'll come back and kill more. That's what they do.
I feel like it depends on the country that we're talking about, because if it's a country that the United States wants to be a democratic country, I think they stay active, like North Africa. Like we're never leaving there, right? Because they want them to be a democratic country. But maybe South Korea or North Korea, I don't know. Maybe they don't really have a presence in there, so I could see them trying to have a peaceful treaty. But I do tend to think that we have a greater mission of we want everybody to act like us.
And then, go ahead.
So it makes me think that I don't know if we would really stop. Maybe like the over the top shit, but we'd still try to infiltrate.
And then in terms of the Von situation,
I feel like just listening, it felt a little hypocritical right off the backs of the gun control in the United States. Like, how come these people, it's like okay to kill one another, but you can't go into
what suburbs. Do you mean by these people?
Like, okay, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, like this group of people versus that group of people. There's like different rules of like what's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're doing.
But as a therapist, could you see in Von's mind why he would think these killings are okay?
From his perspective, yeah, but I don't think that makes it right.
No, not at all. I don't think so either. But I could understand why you feel like, okay, if y'all have killed us, why wouldn't I try to obliterate y'all? If somebody kills an American, we trying to obliterate people.
I don't think that he was I don't think if somebody really sat him down and talked to him and really tried to work this shit out, that he actually felt like that was okay. He probably had convinced himself, like told himself a story that that's all right to do. But I don't think anybody like deep down really believes like, yeah, murder is cool. Like this.
But he was killing for sport. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He was killing for
sport. It's not like he was walking down on randoms.
But that's a man that's been traumatized. Anybody that kills for sport is somebody that's been traumatized. That's not just a natural thing to do.
Which, like, I seen the first probably 15, 20 minutes of the doc, and his dad was gunned down in the streets. And again, he's beefing with a rival. His dad was fucking shot with a sniper rifle.
All right, yeah, that was
how serious it was.
That was pretty sick, right?
That's wild.
Yeah, that's a wild John.
You 11, you find out your dad gets sniped.
Yeah, I didn't know that part of his story.
Like, you're not like it's not a shot. Like they was plotting like a sniper in a quote unquote hood. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, like,
but to me, that reinforces the point that does he really want to kill people, or is he traumatized because his dad got, and now he thinks that he needs to do that to work out his anger, right, and grief? Like that's what that is to me.
Or is the only way he's providing value to his friends is by killing people? Like that's his known recognition. Like that's his constant reassurance from all his buddies is he's the top killer, he's the top shooter. He's giving the money for the killings. Like this is the pat on the back for him. This is why he thinks he's worthy of shit. And it means he's fucking like sick. But either way, like I can't every week say, yo, it's crazy what's going on in Philly. These little kids is killing each other all the time, and then at the same time glorify what a motherfucking famous rapper is doing.
It's a sick system.
We can also take it to political though. Like they made a movie about an American sniper. He was
it's sick.
Hunting down people of a different. We could use street terms, quote unquote, gang.
I didn't think
gang versus the
I didn't think that movie was glorifying him killing people though.
What is a movie being made after somebody? That's glorifying.
Yeah, I thought that was more so like a lot of that shit was his struggles on like going in between killing people and like having to actually do some of that like fucked up shit. And then like the urgency to just join to react from like the 9/11 shit. I didn't think that was like, oh, look how sick this kid is for killing people.
But he was a hero.
He was a hero. That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough.
This is the funny shit. Not funny that they die or whatever, but this is the funny shit is that we could see it in that light. But in Von's world, to his people, he's also a hero. Why? Yeah. Because he's taken out the opposition.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the American sniper is a hero, right? I'm not agreeing with that.
Maybe, I don't know if he is or not, honestly. Maybe he is. Because I don't know the killings he did, how many people he saved by doing those killings at the same time. And I guess that's hypocritical. All right, John, I know exactly where you're going with it.
Exactly.
John.
Why not? Why not? It's the same thing.
Okay.
To me, that's why it's a bad system, not really like bad individuals. They're just doing what anybody would do in their position.
That's it. And not glorifying what Von did in no way, shape, or form. But if you can see why he would do the things he did, I don't see how. Not saying any of y'all support the government, but I don't see how you could be on that side of it either. Like, they're doing the same things. These people are doing what the country was built off, is fighting against other people.
Yeah, and I've been talking about this for 30 minutes, so I don't want to keep going on it, but like...
It's a great conversation.
I mean, yeah, it's fair enough. Like, I'm not mad at King Von. I guess I'm just saying, like, the world's a better place without those kind of people as well. So... Is it his fault he was sick? No. Obviously born into a bad John, but like somebody that's winning, like got all their revenge, got all their get back, and is still like murdering. Or like it's not like, and that's the other shit you saying, like, yo, like that's the gang. He had 3 bodies that weren't gang. He had 2 people in Atlanta they had him connected to for killing. That was just off bar fights and shit like that, bro. So like if you out there like motherfuckers getting into a tussle at the bar and you just banging them, when you a millionaire, already famous, already in a position to set your family up, you're mentally fucked up. Get him out of here.
I'm not opposed to none of these thoughts or ideas. I'm just saying you can see why he was like that. It's no surprise on the same thing as soldiers coming over here and not being able to deal with it and killing themselves.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or getting into bar fights or whatever it may be. You speak ill of the military around somebody that actually was over there, you got problems. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna take it to the extent of killing you, but you probably got problems on your hands knowing that they was in the war. And same thing with Von. He may be in a bar fight. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you did in Chicago, blah, blah. All right, I'll show you. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't support any killers.
No.
Except for the ones that I support.
Which are who?
Who knows? You know,
and that's the other thing. We glorify the rap. We love the murderous lyrics. We buy the music. We stream the music. Not saying us, but as a culture, it's the biggest genre of music in the world at this point, and we glorify that shit. So why would people not do those things? The same way in the 60s, 70s, it was glorified to go to the military. They went to the military. Now it's glorified to be a tough shooter. This is what these kids is going to do. I don't know anybody that's glorifying the military at this point.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I'm a little biased because I liked FPG Duck. And
Dude, what do you mean when you say that he's sick and he's fucked up in the head?
if it's that easy for you to kill and you're going out of your way, like you're constantly pulling up on people, it's not like he was like people were running down on him. He was getting shot at, and it's like boom, bang you. It was like like, oh, I got the drop. Somebody text me he's over there. I'm running down on him, shooting him. If you can kill that easily and go out of your way to kill.
Why do y'all think he could kill that easily?
What do you mean? Because that's what he was tweeting. I love killing.
I mean, like, how did he develop that ability and that lack of care to be able to do that?
It doesn't matter, bro.
It doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm saying that the motherfucker was sick. I don't know how he got sick. I don't know why he was sick.
That's the deeper question. How did he get sick? How do you get to that point to where you don't care about that? You had to be gone through some shit.
I mean, you gotta think his best friend dies by these supposed people. His father dies by the opposition gang that these people claim. I don't see how, and this is the part that I don't even get when bigwigs or whoever it is, why are blacks killing each other, blah, 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 blah. If these people in this close proximity don't get along, they don't have money, they don't have recreation, they can't, it costs $200 to play in a football league. Like, what do they have to do except get into trouble? I don't even understand why half the time this shit is surprising. It's like,
boys, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying his community and his upbringing didn't fail him or society didn't fail him. I'm just saying, like, that the outcome of all that, the person he was fucked up.
No doubt.
I'm sure there was justified reasons for why he was fucked up. But if you're 12 bodies in and 3 of them, more than half of them were avoidable, probably 75% of them were avoidable, you're fucked up.
I don't think nobody's disagreeing with you. But at the same time, I also think if those other people had a chance to kill him, they probably would have laid him down.
They did. I'm sure they did, though, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure they did have a chance to kill him.
Okay.
Everybody's not built like that, bro.
Maybe not, but at the same time,
serial killer.
But at the same time, don't play like you are. Don't talk crazy. Don't diss the dead. Don't provoke somebody that you know is really about that. You're not about to. Why are we talking crazy to this dude if we know his track record?
Fair enough.
Literally on the internet talking about, he was a demon, he was a bad guy, he's not somebody you wanted to play with. These is people that don't like him saying this.
Yeah, he was so good at killing, it's almost unbelievable.
Leave that shit alone. That's all I'm saying. Leave that shit alone. Yeah. If you don't want to deal with that shit, like the what was it? The Vlad interview. He said, "I'll never leave. I'm not leaving Chicago. Why not?"
They said that where he got killed at was the most reckless killing since the mob era in Chicago.
Seen that.
Almost unbelievable to the fact of where he got killed at.
Seen that.
That's vengeance to a super level. Like that's at that point, I think you're taking the killing to a competitive nature. It's not a survival nature.
But even with the song he put out, you don't feel like there's
Dead Bitches was a good song. But like you keep referencing Dead Bitches, it was 17 other songs from probably.
I don't think at that line at that point there's a clear line between competitive and survival. It probably feels like all the same.
No, I don't think so. I mean, these guys weren't even living in Chicago, bro. He just threw money on his head. He wasn't even living in Chicago. They were down so much in the war.
Every day, man. The government do this shit every day. People getting killed every day from the government putting money on people's heads.
That's not my point, though.
What's the point?
That he was fucked up and he was a serial killer.
Sure. I feel like we all agree to that, but like Flock said, it's a deeper thing there. I feel like there's a deeper thing. There's a lot that contributes to how he came out. And it sucks, but like you said, he went out the way that he was living, which isn't surprising either. I'm pretty sure if he was still doing that while he's famous, while he has millions in the bank, it's not surprising that you're going to go that way either. I don't think nobody was surprised King Von got murdered. I don't even think anybody was.
I think they were surprised of how he got murdered, but yeah, I agree. And to your point being, like, I'm saying all this and like how he got successful, but I honestly don't think he would have been successful if he wasn't so believable for what he was talking about. So I guess it's a double-edged sword.
I mean, even outside of Vine, why do we like the Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, it's reality rap.
Believe the shit.
Yeah, it's reality rap. That's why we like it.
It's reality rap.
So we're all sick.
Pretty much. That's what I'm trying to get to. We all,
yeah, I mean,
but a lot of people enjoy violence. A lot of people glorify violence. A lot of people put violence on a pedestal and respect violence. I don't know why that is the way we are as humans, but for the most part, to get somebody respect.
Here's my take on that.
Violence, you might get a little respect, sadly.
Yeah. Here's my take on that. I feel like all of us end up liking some type of show or book where the person is doing something kind of fucked up that hurts people because we've all done something to a level that's we don't like that we did or that hurt another person or we feel a way about how we've handled ourselves. So we can kind of relate on a spectrum. Like I haven't killed anybody, but I've hurt somebody and I know that I've had a path there. And so it's interesting to see, okay, what was their path from like being born to getting to this place? It's kind of interesting to see that development. And I feel like violence is kind of the ultimate form of that.
It is unfortunate to look at all of it and go, 7 talented people all died for what is nothing.
Yeah, it's the worst. I mean, outside of rappers dying, just the young kids in inner cities dying, the people at war dying. This shit is whack. It's like, why are we dying? What are we really fighting for? What is the real issue here? Why is violence the answer?
And why are killers lifted up like they're top athletes or something? Why are they glorified? Like why is a body better than being all state?
That's a question that I think is deeper than anybody in any level of life could answer. Honestly, is it
insecurity?
I don't think it's insecurity. I think it's what we've been as a country, because I feel like there are countries that ain't with that killing shit. But I feel like as this country stands, we known for violence.
We glorify a lot of weird shit.
We do.
Glorify a lot of weird shit.
I feel like violence is damn near at the top of it.
Yeah. I mean, shit, jail time was like a stamp when we were younger. Motherfuckers coming home after they did a little bid. It's lit.
And this isn't every culture. This isn't just blacks. This isn't just poor people. This isn't just... We got boxing, violent sport, love it. Football, violent sport, love it. MMA, violent sport, love it. Military, violent as shit, love it.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it's insecurity, because it's like we say that the people that are the toughest physically are the most impenetrable. Like we mark that as the ultimate sign of strength, being able to dominate another person physically.
Yeah, that is weird to think about, but yeah.
And it's not the case. It's actually way harder to be vulnerable than it is to hurt another person. That's easy for some folks.
The kid that walks away from a fight is pussy. The one that punks him is rewarded.
Yeah.
And I mean, the craziest part is, to Flock's point, is literally anybody can pull a trigger. Anybody can pull a trigger. Everybody, for whatever reason, can't walk away from the situation.
I mean, how many times have you heard a motherfucker say, yeah, I can't believe so-and-so got killed by so-and-so. He was pussy.
Yeah.
Shit happens all the time, dog. He's like, yeah, but he was a bitch. He was a bitch. Can't believe he did that. They just caught him slipping. That's
one of the other things they say. Scary people with guns is the scariest shit you could ever see. Somebody scared with a gun is probably worse than somebody not scared with a gun.
Sure.
Because the person's not scared with the gun, be like, all right, I'm not going to pull this trigger because I'm not even worried about this person. That scared person doesn't know what's about to happen. So out of fear, they pull a trigger because they'll know that you could finish something with pulling that trigger. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. And I don't that's fine. We can move on. I wasn't trying to make it seem like King Von's like, I am. He's at fault for being a serial killer, but he's not. But
yeah, there's got to be personal responsibility at some level.
He is at fault to a point. Like he was just murdering fucking people. Like,
it's not like sucking a kid's tongue.
No.
Yeah, on to the next. Dalai Lama. What is the Dalai Lama exactly?
He's like, I think he's a monk, right? Buddhist monk,
His Holiness.
top god.
Is the top monk? Is he like Gandhi?
I don't
like
know.
that.
I don't know nothing about the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, so the Dalai Lama, they came out with the picture, and pretty much the Dalai Lama kissed a little kid on the face. I think he was 8 years old, kissed him on the lips, and then he stuck his tongue out and said, suck my.
That's nasty shit.
He stuck
Bill
his
says
tongue
that
out.
on date night.
No, you know, John's like, they stick. Never mind.
Suck my tongue. I did read that in Tibet, sticking your tongue out is a form of greeting, and like sticking your tongue to your nose in Greenland is a form of greeting. In the Philippines, putting your knuckles to your forehead is a form of greeting.
Yeah.
What is going on out here?
I don't know. Jake's on some weird shit.
I'm saying.
So Dalai
That's a
Lama stuck
reality.
his tongue out and he said, suck my tongue. And I don't know if the kid sucked his tongue. That shit is wild. Yo, that's a wild shit.
Well, at first he told the kid to kiss him on the cheek, and then he said, "Kiss me on the mouth," and then he said, "Suck my tongue."
Suck my tongue is crazy. Yo,
That's wild.
that's some sick shit. Yo.
About to get that one off next week, huh?
But yo, buddy, if the Dalai Lama told my kid to suck his tongue, I would beat him to death, dog.
Did you shoot the Dalai Lama?
Yeah, I would beat him to death.
We resorted to
That would
violence.
be my justified killing. I was talking
Anti-violence
about. Dog. I
still.
would beat him to fucking death, dog. And then they came out with the press release because everybody's pretty upset, and they said His Holiness is playful with people. He just plays around. He apologizes for anybody he hurt. There's nothing playful about suck my fucking tongue. Like, yeah, like maybe, like I don't even know what like is close to playful with that. Like, what do you do? Like, maybe tickled a little motherfucker? I don't know. But like, suck my tongue is wild, dog.
Left
Why?
field. Left field.
Why?
Something cultural. That's the explanation they're giving.
Can you cancel the Dalai Lama?
I mean, but we do cultural explanations for shit, right? Like the headdress, I don't want to say the wrong word.
Are they coming out and saying that's what it is? Though, just a cultural difference. Like people don't realize that, like, suck
Yeah,
my
like
tongue
that's
is like some.
that's not like that over there.
Is that what they're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with it.
Americans, do we look at parents weird when they kiss their children on the lips?
Yeah, I was listening to another. I think it was Roy Miles pod, and they were saying, "At what point do you stop kissing your parents on the lips?" And they were saying that, and I was like, I don't remember kissing my dad on the lips ever.
Me neither.
I don't think that was a thing in my house.
Homophobic.
I'm sure. I mean, white trash, baby. So I think that wasn't a thing for us. Jake,
Yeah.
when'd you stop? 16.
That's what I said. Stop. I didn't know we were supposed to stop.
But so
Kiss me on the lips. Get that leaf blower out.
Do we look at that weird
I
though?
don't even know.
Like, okay, you see somebody, say it's a 3-year-old. You see somebody kiss their 3-year-old on the mouth. Do we look at it weird?
A dad? No. No. I know that they had a big Tom Brady thing because his 12-year-old was sitting on his lap and shit. I'm like, what you do with your kids is none of my fucking business. Like, unless it's on some pedophile shit. But you guys kiss on the lips or they still sit on your lap when you're 12. That shit's none of my business. Like, that's your relationship. As long as you don't cross the line and so on some creepy shit.
Okay, we got a different question. Okay, for both of y'all. Somebody you dating, Jake, your wife, or whoever, it doesn't have to be a wife, but somebody you dating, you go to meet their parents, they kiss their dad on the lips, grown woman. How are you looking at this situation in that moment? Like, what are your initial thoughts? For me, I'm like, whoa. I'm a little taken back. Like, all right, you a grown woman, you kissing your dad on the lips, and that's probably American culture, but it's just not American. I should say it's not American culture, so I'm not looking at it as normal.
Yeah,
I would be taken aback.
Go ahead, Jake. You got it.
To me, it's like once you kind of have puberty or your body's able to be sexualized, that's the hard line. I would back up a little before that, but I'd feel like the sexualization of your body, puberty, and then maybe that different level of consciousness that you hit as you get older. Because Layla, she's 2, and I've already started to feel like a little strange about it. And I've talked to Emily, and she's like, as a girl, she doesn't think that that's weird. She thinks it's nice for like a dad to be able to show affection. But for me, I'm already feeling like this can get soon. This needs to shift.
Right.
I feel like that's way earlier than I would be uncomfortable with. A follow-up question on that, but I'll answer that is I don't like it. I guess it would depend on who I was dating.
And that is,
It's like it could be a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it was like a little exotic John, and I would probably chalk it up. Be like, oh, like, but if it was like
exotic,
get me in trouble, bro. Chill. If it was like a regular American lady, and we went to like Thanksgiving, she just like kissed her dad straight on the lips, I would probably be like, yo, like, you good? Like, you pop freaky or like everything's straight?
Like, do you ask, or do you just a mental note? Like,
oh, you know, I say something. I do a playful at first, like it's not serious. I do that joke but serious shit, like, yo, like that was kind of freaky, yo, like the fuck's going on over there? And they just be like, oh, that's just my dad, or they like maybe they hush up a little bit, and I'm like, damn, do I have to kill your dad?
Yeah. What do you think is the age, John?
I would say, like you said, around the 2-3-ish area, where I feel like in that age, after like 3, things start to become habits. So I feel like if they used to kissing you on the lip, I feel like, say you stop, then it's like, why does dad not love me? Blah, blah. It could get into that area. And then it's like, if you keep it going, I guess more so I would question why. And that maybe not be my place to question, which it isn't because it's not my child. But I would be more so on the why. Now, a dad kissing a daughter or son all over the face and whatever, big hugs, whatever. But I think it's more specific to the lips. It's just like,
that's a really good point I hadn't thought about, is when they get older, having to intentionally stop, right? Like right now, if I stopped, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, if it was older and we had to say, okay, now we got to stop that because it's weird.
Right.
That would be hard for her to understand.
Right.
At what point do you stop being naked around kids?
Already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I would be uncomfortable month for one. Like, like, all right. Yeah. Like,
I told y'all about the daddy's vagina.
That's
wild.
I forgot about that, but
that's wild.
So she knows.
That's wild.
That reminds me of my family. We were like a little too like advanced. Like me and my brothers found the porno stashes mad early and shit. When one of his brothers, my brother's friends came over and we was chirping him like, yo, like, you know what girls have? And he was like, yeah, a girl's penis. And we was like, oh, you loser. You fucking lame. Like, you lame boy.
How do y'all think they went about establishing age of consent originally?
I have no idea. That's a good
Was
question.
It just like
I think once the period come, they was probably like, it's fair game. That's the way it sounds, because they was marrying 12, 13-year-olds back then.
Yeah. I mean, that would probably make the most sense.
Seemed like once they had a period, it was...
They definitely thought more so when the body was developed, not the brain.
So they were just like, all the founding fathers are kind of sitting around.
Sick.
And they were like, all right, so what are we going to do? What do you guys think? And they're like, Connecticut, you go first. And he's like, 12. And they're like, you sick fuck.
You sick fuck. You sick fuck.
That was crazy.
Because somebody shot it low, in order to get somebody
did.
That's some stupid shit.
They could have definitely put that shit at 21 and nobody would have been mad.
No.
Back then, everybody would have been mad.
Well, yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, because they only lived to be like 33. Like 21. Just like 68. No, that's funny. Dude, did you guys see the Jim Jones debacle, and what the fuck is that?
I did, man. It was kind of weird. It was not kind of weird. It was very weird. It was like a little too much. I get Drake brought them out at the Apollo, but it was definitely like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, so Jim Jones was on a podcast. I'm not sure what the podcast was. I'm not familiar with it. I think that was Bootleg Kev.
It was Bootleg Kev, Jinx from Complex, and somebody else. It was.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with the second and third guy, but they were pretty much talking about where Pusha T falls on the John, and they were pretty much saying like Pusha T shouldn't be in it. Well, some of them were. Bootleg Kev was saying he should be in it, but they were saying he doesn't have any classics. He's only been a part of some classics, and if that's the case, Malice should be included. Completely disagree with all that. But Jim Jones comes in extra hype.
Yeah.
With like irrelevant information like, yo, rapping's all about who you want to be like. And dudes never wanted to rap like Pusha T. They never wanted to dress like Pusha T. Like, only thing he ever talks about is some coke that he really didn't move.
It was kind of weird.
Where the fuck did that come from?
It was very weird.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Was it just like a random kind of
They were.
Is there history there that I don't know about?
So John alluded to like the fact that Drake was always, I think Drake was a big supporter of like Dipset early on, and then he brung them out and what was it? One of the New York shows
At the Apollo, yep.
And Jim Jones was early on to Drake too, saying he's going to be a superstar. So maybe he feels like he championed him with that beef. But like to say the fact that nobody ever wanted to like be like Pusha T or dress like Pusha T is crazy when the whole beef with him and Drake was that he used to be on Pusha T's dick.
Right.
And like everybody knows Push was like the first one on bait. The Mr. Me Too whole fucking song was about how people are like dick eating on him. Like Wayne wanted to dress like him, sound like him. Drake bought his fucking mic. So like the idea of saying like, yo, number one is Push can rap. Everybody knows that. That's
the weirdest part.
Like Push can fucking rap. Like he doesn't put out bad projects. He doesn't put them out as much as like we probably like. But the other thing is Push has always been fashion forward. Like probably one of the more fashionable rappers in the joint. So like to say like nobody wanted to dress like him is one of like the most complete undersells I've ever heard from somebody on a commentary joint. And I think that's because like for whatever reason I fell down the rabbit hole of Dipset a few weeks ago, and Jim's always been on the I'm starting this fashion shit. I got y'all wearing skulls. I got y'all dressing like rock stars, so and so. And I think maybe that's because people don't champion him for that. That like maybe he's projecting, but I mean I honestly don't know.
I was wondering why he was so adamant when he is a rapper, and it's like I'm pretty sure we champion Push's raps more than we champion Jim Jones raps.
Lyrically, not even close.
Lyrically, songly, whatever. I don't think Jim Jones
about song wise.
How the fuck not?
Jim Jones could beat Pusha T in the verses.
I'll take grinding over balling any day, dog.
You might.
You wouldn't?
Might. That's a wash.
I guess it depends on who's listening.
You wouldn't?
It don't matter who's listening to that.
You listened to Ballin' in the last 7 years, buddy? That shit
ain't
aged well. That shit ain't aged well.
I'm just thinking about globally. I think people are going to reckon
grinding.
Yeah. Okay, but I guess I wasn't focusing on just grinding.
Like twice, maybe 3 times.
I thought you were speaking sort of like
Runaway
metaphorically. But yes, specifically grinding, sure. Over. I haven't listened to Ballin' in forever. But
Daytona, name a Jim Jones album.
I know the Summer in Miami people like, what's that, the Hustler's Poem or some shit like that?
That's the King. Song. The King is fire.
Summer in Miami is
King of Harlem.
I'm saying that album. I know people like that one.
And I like Jim. I don't even like talking like this. I
like Jim too.
But that shit was whack. I'm like, bruh, what are we talking about right now, dog? Because he was
3/4 good.
I want to say he was he had to be gassing that shit because there was no way he really felt like that.
And I like Jim Jones, and I think he's progressively became a better rapper throughout his career. But like, if you talk about rapping ability, and I say catalog and songs, there's no shot. There's no fucking shot that he has a better career than Pusha T.
I would pay somebody to list 50 rappers better than Pusha T.
And if you
compete it, it's not happening.
And the New York swag shit that Jim thinks he started and shit, don't nobody wear that shit. Nobody don't talk about that shit, dog.
Nah, as far as I know, Babe's still popping.
But as far as songs, like, radio songs or something like that for Pusha T, and I'm a big Pusha T fan, right? Don't get me wrong. What does he have outside of grinding?
Jim Jones have?
Well, he has Ballin'.
Push got grinding.
and grinding.
And Mr. Me Too.
Mm.
And Runaway.
I mean, We Fly High.
You fly high. That's balling.
We Fly High is balling.
That's
We
balling.
Fly High is balling.
I'm trying to sneak a
You
second
go
one in.
goddamn with him and them, Clips and Pharrell.
There's no way, bro.
You're
No way.
done. You play We Fly High. What else are you playing? You could play Somewhere in Miami. That's cool, but
Yeah.
you can play.
I mean, the King of Harlem song is
You
fire.
can play Mercy.
Bro,
You
you
can
play
play,
Santeria.
Wait, but no, you can't play Mercy
Why not?
because then you can play Dipset.
Serenade.
Play
Trust
Dipset.
You.
You want on them songs?
Hold
Wait, if
on.
you play
can do
Dipset, then it's over.
You do
No, it's
Pusha
not. He's
T.
on like 5 Dipset big songs. He's on like 3 big Dipset songs.
Yeah, if that.
Really?
Yes,
Pusha T
he
and
wasn't
Kendrick
even rapping
songs.
back then. He was just in the
Come on,
clip.
dog. Come on, dog.
He's only
Listen.
on 3 of the.
Look, he wasn't on them shits.
Buddy, if you do
He
a
wasn't
versus,
even rapping.
Jim Jones is going to have to. Dog, you saw him on a versus with fucking D Block. This
Before Jim
motherfucker was
Jones
playing
got
the Bird Call song and shit. What
Jim
the fuck
Jones
was that?
got Ballin', Gangsta. What's the one with him in Game?
He was on a lot of different.
I like
Certified
that song.
Gangsta.
I do
He
like
got
that song.
Certified Gangsta.
He's
And
He's doing Poppin' Champagne as his 4th song, dog. It's getting ugly.
stop. He's out of there.
You know
Popping
what I'm saying?
shit.
He's doing Poppin' Champagne as his 4th song. It's not even close. It's not even close.
This is a wash.
And the
I
quality
don't
of
think it's a
music,
wash.
it's a wash, buddy. Hey, Jake, next time you're back, you can bring your top 10 Jim Jones, and we'll fucking do the first 10 minutes of a versus, because like it's not a shot.
And
I'm just having a hard time. He's not on that many Dipset songs.
He's not. You gotta go back and listen. I've been listening to the Diplomats album, forgetting how good it was lately. After I heard that Drake shit and he flipped the one track, I was like, all right, let me go back to this Dipset album. And I was like, damn, Jim Jones not even really on this shit like that.
Joel's is on the good songs, dog.
So is he on Hey Ma?
No,
No, that's Joel's.
it's Joel's and Cam.
What about any of the Purple Haze shit?
No.
Joel's.
Really?
So Joel's was the rap. Jim couldn't rap back then, bro. So he wasn't really on them shits. He just learned how to rap.
Okay. This doesn't really count. This isn't the same category, but as far as like creating the shit, it's going to be Jim.
Creating what?
Dipset and their whole style and
What style? Pink bandanas?
all of Dipset shit.
Pusha T perfected Coke rap.
Coke rap, sure.
He was the first trap rapper.
I know Jim, and even as far as clothes and sneakers, Pusha T actually has collabs with Adidas. I don't know any Jim Jones collabs.
Pusha T has fucking clothing stores, dog.
Literally.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So we're going more of current era as opposed
No.
to.
Hey, he's known play clothes since like 2012.
He was literally wearing
Okay.
Bape like 2004,
Okay,
2005.
you're right. You're right. I give you that.
It's
I
just
can see
weird.
on
Like
that.
the shit he named was weird because it's like, yo, like the shit he described. Nobody's ever been like, and I'll give Jim Jones credit, like he did do a little like skull shit, but nobody was ever like, I want to dress like Jim Jones. Maybe in Harlem, but then if you look at him and Cam's beef, Cam said he's not even from Harlem. So I don't like for him to be like, yo, Push is rapping about coke. You never been like, buddy. If you're talking about those shits, when you and Cam was beefing 2 years ago, he said you're not what you say you are.
And I never heard Jim Jones on the track with Hov, and I'll leave it at that. Push
Or Kendrick.
3 or 4 of them joints.
Or Kendrick. It's one of my favorite songs.
Come
You
on,
think Jim
man.
Jones is keeping up with a Kendrick song? Not a shot, dog.
I'm just
Not a
saying
fucking
yes to
shot.
say yes. All right. I
Motherfucker
didn't know
said-
you guys love Pusha T so much.
Oh, everybody knows Pusha
I
T is
got
one
a
of the top 10 guys.
little 804 in me, so I'm a little biased, but yeah.
I love it.
Over.
I got his fucking album in the background of my screen, dog.
Come on, man. I have a collector's vinyl of the Clips album that was only sent to DJ. Shout out to Pedro for the birthday gift. Shit was amazing. Signed by Pharrell Williams in Star Trek.
Yeah, shout out to Pedro.
Come on, man. I don't. Shout out to Jim, but that shit was weird.
Yeah, he was just too adamant, and it's weird because like Jim Jones is a good rapper. I like Jim Jones. I've liked his last like couple projects, except for the Young Berg shit. That was a miss. That was a miss for me.
Yeah.
Was a miss for me.
I think, yeah, for me, it was just the two.
I do think Jim Jones is
too
cool
much
though.
shit.
I never wanted to dress like Jim Jones, but he did have the little rock star style, and he did have that song with Lil Wayne. I forget what it was called. That was popping, and the John Fat Joe. He did have a nice little run. He had like 5 or 6 songs, but like rapper wise, if we're talking about top 5 rapper list or top 50 rapper list, like there's not a shot. Jim Jones is a
25 rappers better than Pusha T.
Yeah, it's just it's just a weird hill to die on. You guys have another top? I got one more. Did you guys want to go into one?
I don't have anything left. You could rock out with it.
Jake?
I heard an interesting random take the other day. You guys seen Cujo?
The dog movie?
The dog movie?
I've
How
seen
did y'all
part-
feel about that movie?
Never seen it.
I watched it when I was young because we have Rottweilers.
Okay. You never seen Cujo?
Nah, I know the reference though.
It was a mad scary movie when you were that young.
Okay.
I do
Cujo-
remember it was being too scary to watch.
You don't?
No, I said I do remember. I watched a little bit of it while I was young and I didn't finish it.
Yeah, it was mad scary. Joke doesn't really work, but apparently Stephen King was really big into coke and alcohol when he was writing that. And a lot of his books, apparently, he's super fucked up in. And I just heard a bit about Stephen King was like taking a shot. Like, all right, what if a Saint Bernard just terrorizes a family for 2 hours?
Was it a Bernard? I thought it was a rock.
It's a Saint Bernard.
Oh shit. Okay.
Fucking Cujo.
Cujo's wild. You gotta watch Cujo.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm missing out.
Yeah, it's not. You ever watch that movie where the car is alive and it's killing people? I wish it was like around Cujo's time too.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this complex media list, top media list, because I wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm going through it, and 24 is Nyla Simone. Good for her.
Yeah, I only know her from Brilliant Idiots.
Good for her, man. And didn't Angela Yee say there was no ladies working on the Breakfast Club?
That's what she said. She seemed like she up there as a regular at this point.
Yeah, she's 24, right above Sway. So must be
That's
doing
insane.
something.
Wow.
Number 22 is Nardwar. Has anybody ever liked this guy?
I did.
I don't get that appeal.
I just wanted to see the cool gifts he would give people, but I don't know.
I did like the background he had on people.
Yeah, it was fire. I don't know the last Nardwar interview I've seen, but to put him over Sway is crazy as well.
No, he was one spot before or after Sway.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Narwar's before. Yeah, Nadeska Alexis is number 20. I didn't know that either. I didn't know she was still doing shit.
Insane that she's above Sway.
Adam 22 is 19. He got canceled.
He's at 19.
Yep. Brandon Jinkson, don't know him. That's the complex guy you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, interview.
Rosenberg 16, Funk Flex 15, Angela Yee 14, E-Rose 13, Martinez 12, Jason Lee 11, 10.
Hold up. Angie Martinez not in the top 10?
No, she's 12.
She's been putting out some of the best interviews the past 2-3 years. Easily.
Best list I ever heard.
10, Math Hoffa, which I do like his podcast.
Math Hoffa over Angela.
Angie Martinez?
DJ Vlad, number 9. Elliot Wilson, number 8. And we'll just go through it now. Carisha,
Follow from that guy. Shout out to Elliot Wilson.
Carisha, a.k.a. You did get a follow from Elliot Wilson.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Boom.
Gabrielle Union followed Tony.
John, I forgot to tell you. I meant to forward it to you. Somebody inquired about being on the show. I got to send it to you. I don't know him, though. They just randomly hit me. And his buddy hit me that I do know.
Really? I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I got to call you. Number 7, Young Miami, Carisha.
What?
It's a great list.
Number 6, Kai Sinet,
That's the Twitch guy?
the Twitch guy. There's number 6. 3.5 million followers on YouTube.
What is this?
Top media people in hip hop for Complex.
We count him as hip hop?
It says top. Maybe I'm being racist. I said hip hop. It says top media people. Nori, number 5. I like their breakdowns. Nori, known for drinking, smoking, and laughing with hip hop legends. Number 4, Gillian Wallow. Number 3, Charlemagne the God. Number 2, DJ Academics. And number 1, Joe Budden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Budden, known for pioneering the ex-rapper to pundit career path, being the most abrasive commentator in hip-hop.
Give it up.
Most memorable moments, the standoff with the Migos at 2017 BET Awards.
I'm not really mad at the top three. I feel like you could put those three in any order you want, but the rest of the list sound kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's two parts of this conversation we'll take, but yeah, how do you guys feel about the list at first?
Horrible. There's no way all those people should be in front of Sway. First off,
Yeah,
The
so I
Sway's still going.
Way down there is crazy.
yeah, I guess I'm with you, John. The top three are kind of interchangeable. As much as people don't like DJ Academics, I mean, he's been a mainstay since we were in college.
Can't knock that shit.
Like, you can't knock it, man. I'm not the biggest fan of his commentary, but like, you can't knock it, man. Like, he did what he did.
Can't be a hater.
You can't be a hater, man. He did what he did. He's a cornball, but like,
Yeah, but
it is what it is.
You
Like,
can't hate on it.
Charlemagne, I probably still, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm biased. I think Charlemagne's probably still one.
I'm there with you.
I don't
Do people
know.
listen to the Breakfast Club a lot?
Well, it's
Breakfast
syndicated in
Club's
like fucking like
understand.
50 cities. So, yeah. Joe Budden number one. Jake, I'm sure you like that. Gillian Waller number four. I'm happy to see.
I'm not even mad at that.
Gillian Waller just did a cool interview with Little Dicky. His new season of his show's coming out soon. I don't know if you guys watch it, but it's a great show. Five, Nora. I mean, top five. I can't really argue.
No. Especially if you're speaking current shit.
Yeah, Kai Cenat, I don't really know enough about to say like that's not my age demographic, so I don't know.
How high do you guys feel like Sway and Angie should be?
Top
Sway
10.
should be top 15, top 20. Angie is top 10.
There's no reason that, and I'm not hating on Young Miami, but Carisha Please might have had 11 episodes tops, and that puts her at number 7.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's weird.
That's crazy.
It's almost like there's a rollout.
It's weird. DJ Vlad, same kind of thing with Academics as you can't really.
Can't knock it.
I mean, he just got a platform. Math Hoffa, I'm a fan, so I don't know. So anyway, outside of that, since we don't have any hot takes with it, from what I got out of it is because I still listen to Rory and Mal here and there. I don't really listen to the Button podcast much unless like there's an episode somebody tells me to listen to. But it sounded like Rory and Mal took a few little shots at the list. And then Joe Budden came back and kind of ethered them. And pretty much was like, don't speak about the fucking list if you're not on the list, and you need to invest more in your craft, more in your staff. You need to buy more shit, so-and-so, kind of going crazy. And then today, Rory and Mal, I always say Mal, it's Mal. Rory and Mal come back out, and pretty much Rory says, like, pussy, I saw you in public, and I told you don't speak about me anymore. And you agreed. So stop fucking talking about me. Shut the fuck up and eat a dick.
But if you talk about somebody and then they talk back, you can't really be mad about that. Because on Drink Champs, Joe was like, I'm happy for them. They landed on their feet and they're doing well. He didn't shit on them at all.
But he takes shots.
Felt like he didn't shit on them at all in Drink Champs? Because I felt like he was shitting on them a little bit.
You mean like subliminally?
Yeah, I thought he was taking little shots. And I thought the Academics interview, he was taking little shots. I thought he did like 2 or 3 interviews he was taking little shots at.
He takes shots on his pod as well.
Yeah, and he's been taking shots forever. So
Nobody's really in the right here, right? It's not like anybody's in the
as far as, I mean, why wouldn't they talk about the list? If I listened to their pod today, and if they, like they said, if they didn't talk about the list, how would they have looked if they're covering this shit? It would have looked like some hating shit, right?
But the way they were talking about the list was...
They talking about it just like how we was talking about it. Carisha top 10?
I think it's kind of funny because I see where Rory's going with it is like, but it's kind of like it would be like if Flock leads the pod and he's doing a different pod and we exchange some jabs and then I see him like, yo, stop fucking talking about us. And he's like, all right, I won't talk about y'all anymore. Like, I'm not going to talk about you anymore. And then me and you get on the pod and you're like, and that little fucking bum ass boy that was robbing us, like, yeah, I didn't say it, but my co-host is still saying it.
But he also talks about them, though.
He does.
He refers to them all the time. He bleeps their name out on the pod. He does. I haven't listened probably in about a month or two, but it's up to like the last when I was listening. He would talk about him. The other guys would just sit there and listen or laugh at whatever he was saying. Parks wouldn't even really discuss it either. But Joe would take his little shots. Like it wasn't a secret that who he's talking about. Anybody that listened to the pod know what he's talking about. So I mean, like Jake said, both sides probably wrong, and I mean honestly, in the space, I feel like it's fair game. Like
I like how Roy reacted.
it is what it is, and also, yeah, Rory can act like you've entitled to feel how you feel about the situation. Because in the situation, they feel like they got robbed. So if somebody takes your money,
yeah, he's still hot, and he has the right to be.
Right.
And the flip side of like Roy and Maul, like that's the other shit too. Is like Gooden's kind of downplaying it, and like if I'm them, I'm like I don't feel like we're doing bad.
Yeah, I just watched they do some of the funniest shit outside of podding as well. Like they
do cool videos. They still go on tour. They're doing festivals.
I'm like, oh, this fire. They went to the tattoo shop. They got tattoos for each other. Random shit. They picked their own shit, and they had to get the shit. That's funny shit. They doing more than what they was doing on that pod, so I don't even see the problem.
I did like Maul's I like Maul's jabs, honestly.
Because Maul know Joe, so that's a whole different.
I like Maul's jabs. I do, and I could see where Rory's at. It's kind of like like we didn't have we had a friendship, but like I don't know if there was a new friendship or whatnot. Like I see where he's at, where it's like I don't want to be messy, but I like Maul's jabs. Like, pussy, you got 17 mics over there, dog. Congrats. You got fucking 18 personalities over there trying to replace us, dog. It was just us three and Parks off screen for 4 years, and we were the #1 pod.
Yeah,
right.
You got to bring Melissa Ford over from fucking Hollywood Insider. You got to bring Queen's Flip, who had a whole different pot. Like you hype as shit talking about us, dog. You hype as shit trying to replace us. So I like that kind of shit because like people on the outside be like, oh, like look, Queen's Flip, that's funny, blah blah. And it's like, yeah, well, he's doing a lot to replace the content that just 3 friends had.
Right.
It's a good
content too.
Joe has I think the thing he has going for him is he has a bit of a Trump effect where he says things that end up being catchy, like bare minimum boys, like small hands, Marco Rubio. Like it's these little one-liners that end up working for him. It's not really these deeper insults like the point you're making about Maul. Maul's points are like actually kind of hard hitting. Joe's are just a little like funny. Like they don't have as much substance.
And Joe's the loudest in the room, so
not only is he the loudest in the room, but I think he has, to Flocka's point, the cult following that is very supportive of him. Like his fans are so they're very vocal on Twitter and social media. Like when he says something, they're there might only be 10,000 of them, but they're the 10,000 right under the comments. Like, yeah, fuck these guys, blah blah. To where like
internet
Roy and Mouse fans are probably a little bit more like Joe.
Laid back.
They're us. Like, yeah, we put it on. We're like going to work and shit, but we're like, I'm not about to comment
on the video. We're not commenting on pictures.
Yeah, like, I'm not tweeting like fuck you, they're sick. No, I'm not doing that.
No, I haven't responded. I haven't commented on a YouTube video since Meek Mill was freestyling. Yeah. So, I'm way past commenting on YouTube.
You know what is funny though, because like at our age, like it's like we're really not throwing out the age insults very much. Like we're just not doing it because we're 31. We're all grown men and shit. But the hear Rory go, "You're fucking 45, dog. Stop bleeping our name and say it." It's like that's how you know that shit's a motherfucker's hot. Like yo, you're 45 years old, pussy. Stop bleeping my name and say it if you're gonna say it, dog.
Right.
Stop. That shit cracks me
up. That shit was funny. He was hot. He was hot. I liked it though.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, the drama's good for podcasting. So if they want to keep doing it, have at it. I think it is what it is. I will say, Brilliant Idiots took a step back. So I could see why Charlemagne. I think Schultz probably outgrew that a little bit.
Maybe I still find them funny. They still entertaining as they were from the jump. Maybe not as reckless at the mouth as they used to be, but I feel like they still get their shit off. I still tune in.
I'll listen here and there, but like
10 years in, they've been doing this shit for a long ass time.
I think Schultz is moving on to bigger things.
Yeah, I agree.
Movies, comedy. huge.
Well, I always thought Charlemagne, like that was kind of like, I don't want to say his pet project, but that was his side project that he enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
That's where you got more of the unfiltered Charlemagne, and he's not as unfiltered as he is anymore. But like, they still seem like, I think they're probably good friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but
You can't be unfiltered as much anymore.
100%. Like he's 3 books, TV deals, and whatnot. But that was Schultz's main thing, and now it's not even close. Like Flagrant trumps that shit in viewership. It's not even close. His stand-up did crazy numbers, and he's in little movies and shit now. So like, I think it's almost to the point that I don't like Schultz definitely isn't the star Charlemagne is, but he's on the climb up.
For sure.
Which is weird because you would think that would make the podcast more popular, and for whatever reason, it's
Funny
not.
shit is they said they was gonna relaunch the pod this year and tell people we got a podcast together, which people would be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know," and would tune in because I feel like we got a consistent viewership on YouTube. I don't watch. That's why I don't really like the YouTube number shit because I don't
listen to it. Yeah, that's one of the only podcasts I listen to and don't watch.
Yeah, I may have watched a clip. I'm not watching a pod. I don't watch nobody's podcast on YouTube. I listen, so I never really went by the YouTube numbers. I feel like that's extra shit, honestly.
It is funny though, because I mean that's a good point. Is like I think if they did like a press run, or like we're podding together, I feel like a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, I mean Charlemagne said it probably a couple months ago. He was like, people in the airport asking me, "Don't you do? I just seen you on Flagrant with Schultz," and they talking about the Brilliant Idiots, but they thinking it's Flagrant with Schultz, which is funny because Charlemagne brought him on Brilliant Idiots.
That's funny. Man. Anything else or random thoughts?
We hit the random thoughts, man.
Went a little longer than I thought we would. All right, random thought it up.
Random thought. Sha'Carri Richardson ran the 4th fastest 100 meters for a woman.
I saw that.
So she is back in the mix, and
didn't technically. Yeah, it didn't technically qualify because there's a legal wind. But yeah, she's back.
Well, I'll say this: she pulled up before the fucking finish line, so that shit could have been even faster. So I'm excited to see her. I mean, I guess we gotta wait another 4 years for the Olympics, but it's dope to see she's still out here killing shit after the world tried to fuck her over.
Yeah, you keep tabs on Sha'Carri more than me, but like every once in a while I'll check in, and even after she folded or didn't do as well as people, like she snapped.
Yeah.
Secondly, for like a bunch of events afterwards and just went crazy and nobody really paid attention to it. And I think that kind of reinforces that people would rather build you up and see you fail than actually build you up.
Right.
So, are you still not a fan, Dale?
I was always a fan.
Oh. I got killed on here for supporting her.
That's my type of John.
Okay.
Take her on a date. You got a random thought? Jake?
Do I have a random thought?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you guys were younger, did you ever try to rub one out so hard that your back came off the bed?
Back came off the bed?
Like just in full bridge pose?
I don't think I've masturbated laying down on my back before.
No?
No.
More of a sitting guy?
Ever? You never been on your back and just went crazy?
I feel like that's a little weird.
When I get in that position, I'm in like a full haze. Just like
that's a little weird.
That's different focus right there. Only sitting?
Yeah, no. I'm not
John, do you have good posture?
Yeah, you're going crazy.
I'm relaxed.
You got that lumbar support up?
I mean, I just couldn't imagine. Like, what are you watching on your back? You got the phone over here. Like, you like this? Y'all like this? This y'all? This y'all?
I'm just going off of imagination.
I would like how many times has the phone smacked you?
No, going off imagination is fucking sick.
Just pure memory.
I was just up here like this going crazy. That's y'all?
Imagination is sick. That's fucking sick.
Yeah. I'm not getting shit off imagination. I need to be relaxed. I'm sitting and I'm not. Yeah. Shout out to y'all though. Like that's a lot of work.
I remember I tried imagination once and it just didn't work. And I felt so disgusted with myself, yo. I felt so disgusted with myself.
You just got the phone up here and it drops on your face, like when you're about to.
Like too much.
That's perseverance right there.
That's how you get it in your beard.
Out of pocket.
Anthony, bro, that video of him is crazy. Anthony
Which one?
Davis.
Oh yeah. That was
Is that resurfacing now?
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Okay, that's funny.
Insane.
He's playing great basketball this year. Dude, I had a funny moment the other day. I was out with a new friend, and we went to one spot. I was telling you guys it was too loud, and then we went to a second spot. And I always like the moment where they lean in and tell you like, "Come here," right? Mm-hmm. So like, yo, pull a chair next to me, like blah blah. So I pull a chair. I need you guys know how I shake my leg, right? Mm-hmm. Like Jake, you might not know, but I always bounce my leg. Like I bounce my leg nonstop. Like so and so. So it's like hour 3 into the link up, and the person grabs my leg and they go, "You don't need to shake anymore. You're safe now."
Damn. Imagine if someone said that to King Von.
That's too many movies right there.
Oh, and I was thinking, like, have you guys ever had
somebody
hit you with a comment to where you just didn't have a rebuttal to?
I'm sure I can't think of it off top. That's definitely a movie line though.
That's hilarious.
I got that shit and I go, that's not why I'm shaking, but that's funny, yo. That's funny as shit. Oh, all right, boys. Views from the chair.
All right.